Over the Top with Jocie's Cosmetology School. E-learning from Summit Salon. Over the Top, Lesson 1, the Golden Rule of 80-20. How fast and how far we grow our income will always be determined by the path we're on. Bottom 80 or top 20. As we develop our understanding of the 80-20 rule, the power in us to earn $1 million more over the life of our career is unleashed. This is why learning about the golden rule of 80-20, the attitudes and actions of a top 20 stylist, is vital to our success. The golden rule states that 20% of the stylists working in salons are retaining 80% of the request guests, selling 80% of the services and products, and as a result are taking home 80% of the money. These are top 20 stylists. The rule's opposite is also true. You will find that 80% of stylists who work in that same salon are only retaining 20% of the request guests, selling only 20% of the services and products, and consequently are only taking home 20% of the money. These are bottom 80 stylists. The career of a top 20 stylist is golden because it's 80% richer in money, happiness, and success than the career of a bottom 80. Top 20s grow 80% faster than stylists who are stuck in bottom 80. This will help us achieve greater financial success by learning the ways of top 20s and avoid the pitfalls of bottom 80s. This chart illustrates penalties for being stuck in bottom 80 and payoffs for becoming top 20. Look at the dramatic jumps in income with the top 20s and notice the $35,000 wall bottom 80s hit after the third year. This is when top 20s really start out earning bottom 80s. As a result, top 20s will earn almost $100,000 more in the first 5 years and $1 million more over a 25-year career. This is why it's important to learn the ways of a top 20. If we look around, we'll see plenty of people who are top 20 in plenty of ways. In schools, we see top 20 teachers and students. In salons, we see top 20 leaders and stylists. In all areas of life, there are opportunities to be top 20s. There are top 20 cooks, athletes, doctors, parents. There's a top 20 for everything. Here's the good news. We all have the potential to be top 20 stylists. As a matter of fact, so-called bottom 80 stylists are really unconscious and underdeveloped top 20s. While all of us have the potential of becoming a top 20, not all of us believe we can or know how to do it. As we go through these lessons, we'll learn to recognize bottom 80 behaviors and what it takes to become a top 20 stylist. No one ever needs pushed aside. There's plenty of room for all of us to be top 20s. How would your life be different than it is right now if you could earn $10,000 more a year? Name someone you know who is a top 20. Describe what makes that person a top 20. Why is having top 20s in your life important? There's no such thing as a bottom 80 or top 20 stylist because there's a top 20 and a bottom 80 in all of us. Sometimes we're in top 20 blue and sometimes we fall into bottom 80 red. In other words, there's a bottom 80 self and a top 20 self in all of us, and it shows up in two entirely different kinds of thoughts, attitudes, and actions. Some of us show more of our top 20 self and less bottom 80, and some of us show more of our bottom 80 self and less top 20. Being stuck in bottom 80 red does not make us bad people or bad stylists. It just prevents us from having a great career. If we want all of the success that comes with a great career, we must develop the awareness and skills to keep us in top 20 blue longer and get out of bottom 80 red quicker. Describe your attitude and actions when you are stuck in bottom 80 red. How are your attitudes and actions different when you are in the top 20 blue? Most of us begin our career in top 20 blue. Motivated to learn, grow, and succeed. Somewhere along the way, many of us fall into bottom 80 red and our career crumbles into a job. Let's look at how this happens when we use the frame to show the connection between what we see, what we feel, what we do, and what we get. In top 20 blue, we see our work life as a career. A career is a profession we choose, train for, and pursue as a life work with the intention of succeeding. We feel hopeful, excited, and inspired about our chosen career. We do our best to get an extraordinary experience for our guests. As a result, we get more money, have more fun, and have the satisfaction of knowing that we have achieved a great career. When we're stuck in bottom 80 red, we see our work life as a job. A job, known as any work we have to do in order to make enough to live. We feel bored, annoyed, and trapped in our job. We do ordinary work, getting guests in and out. As a result, we get a dead-end, boring job with enough money to survive. That's why the word job stands for just over broke. How we see our livelihood is the biggest difference between stylists in top 20 careers and stylists stuck in bottom 80 jobs. Stylists in top 20 blue have developed a better attitude about what they do for a living, and it's kind of thinking that leads them to a prosperous career and an extraordinary life. When you change your thinking, you change your life. Top 20s know that to make a lot of money and have a great career, they must become smarter. Top 20 smart parts include awareness, being wide awake, having a keen sense of self-awareness, which is the ability to see our own strengths and weaknesses and what we need to work at to get better. Attitude, it's made of our mental, emotional energy. We're keenly aware of the quality of our own attitude, mental and emotional energy, and the enormous influence that attitude has on our overall success. Action, it's what we need to do, the steps we need to take, and the techniques we need to work on in order to become skillful at all the aspects of being a professional stylist. Top 20s practice taking daily action and as a result become highly skilled at doing hair, serving guests, and growing clientele. These smart parts energize our career by showing us the connection between learning more and earning more. The moment we make the commitment to develop the awareness, attitude, and actions for greater success, a tremendous power is unleashed in us to experience sudden and dramatic jumps in our personal income. Top 20 stylists are able to achieve such higher levels of personal income because they always applying their smart parts to manage 3 of the most important relationships in their life: their relationships with money, guests, and themselves. Being money smart is the ability to achieve dramatic and sudden jumps in personal income by improving our relationship with money and how we handle it. We're highly skilled at managing the appointment book in ways that allow us to make the most amount of money in the quickest period of time with the least amount of stress. We also must be guest smart, which is our ability to build great relationships with guests by knowing how to communicate effectively. Top 20s are guest smart with all of our guests. We're extremely skillful at selling services and retail, rebooking, and getting referrals. As a result, we build a great repeat clientele and earn a much higher income. We also must be self-smart, having a great relationship with ourselves and the personal awareness and skill to maintain a great attitude and radiate positive energy. We're skillful at maintaining positive attitudes and overcoming negative attitudes that cause failure. We're self-confident, self-motivated, and self-disciplined. We accept responsibility without blame and stay cool under pressure, and most importantly, bounce back after disappointments. Stylists stuck in bottom 80 are unaware and unskilled in these 3 areas, and as a result make less money, lose more guests, and experience chaos, drama, and scarcity in their personal lives. Getting out of bottom 80 red quicker and staying in top 20 blue longer requires us to become money smart, guest smart, and self-smart. If we're willing to engage in learning these practices, we'll be absolutely delighted before we're halfway through them. We'll be on the road to becoming top 20s and enjoying a career that promises greater financial success. In order for this to happen, we must bring an attitude of willingness to every lesson. Willingness is a personal thing. No one can make us willing. It is something we must decide for ourselves. Willingness means having an open mind to the ideas presented, accompanied by an enthusiastic desire to take action. We must also have the willingness to disobey the fear that comes with taking action on these new ideas. We call this kind of willingness courage, the courage to go outside of our comfort zone. The opposite of willingness is stubbornness, and it's the thief of prosperity. It robs us of opportunities for greater income, keeping us stuck in bottom 80. Many of us are totally unaware of our stubbornness. Anytime someone offers a suggestion to improve our business behind the chair, we stubbornly reject it by saying we're fine. Leave us alone. We're fine. Freaked out, in debt, not making enough, and emotionally stressed. F-I-N-E, fine. Many stylists believe it's too late for them. They'll never get ahead. The truth is, it's never too late. We can make up for lost time. We have the potential to earn over $100,000 more in the next 5 years, over $200,000 more in the next 10, and the potential to earn $500,000 more in the next 20 years. How fast and how far we grow our income will always be determined by the path we're on. Bottom 80 red or top 20 blue. There is growth on the bottom 80 path. The problem is it's too slow and in small amounts over a longer period of time. On the other hand, growth in top 20 paths happen more quickly in larger amounts over shorter periods of time. Becoming a top 20 stylist begins with developing a new set of attitudes, starting with the attitude of willingness. Becoming a top 20 requires determination and attitude of willingness by keeping the following 3 promises. Believe in yourself. Believe in your potential to be top 20 and your own worthiness to have a great career. Number 2, keep an open mind by being receptive to new ideas. And finally, immediately put into practice the ideas you have learned. Keeping these promises keeps us on the fast track to wealth, where we earn $1 million more over the life of an extraordinary career. If we're willing to believe in our potential to be a top 20 stylist, we're ready to step up into greater levels of success. The moment we demonstrate the courage to become less stubborn and more willing, we unleash the power of our top 20 potential to explode. Time for action. Choose a smart action for money, guest, and self that you want to improve. How would that make a difference in your life? How would you describe yourself when you're being stubborn? How would your business behind the chair and your personal life change if you became less stubborn and more willing? Top 20 life. What is your dream? Create a top 20 profile for yourself. What does your top 20 lifestyle look like? What does your top 20 career look like? And finally, what do your top 20 relationships look like? On the left side, what number light bulb indicates your current level of stubbornness? On the right side, what number would you be willing to reduce your stubbornness to? What are some salon situations where your stubbornness comes up and gets in the way of earning you more money? How could you work on being less stubborn in these salon situations? What kind of difference would that make in your life? Over the top, lesson 2, Big 4. Becoming more skillful at any one of the Big 4 automatically empowers us to make more money. It's having the right combination of the Big Four that unlocks the power to achieve the sudden and dramatic jumps in our personal income we desire. Top 20 stylists earn 3 to 5 times more money than bottom 80s because they're highly skilled in all aspects of the Big Four. This is why learning about the Big Four is essential to our greater financial success. The first in our Big Four is service. This is where the majority of our income comes from. The ability to sell and perform more services is the #1 key to developing the right combination of the Big Four, because guests who get more services also buy more retail, rebook more often as repeat guests, and send us more referrals. Services include haircut, color, texturizing, relaxing, conditioning, styling, waxing. When we become highly skilled in selling and performing more services to our guests, it substantially raises our income by increasing our dollars per ticket. Chemical services earn us more money per minute than just cutting hair, allowing us to earn more money while serving fewer guests. Having the sales ability to influence guests to buy chemical services and additional services like waxing treatments, extra foils, and glazes is a smart way to increase our income. Top 20s believe that the ability to offer great services to their guests is the foundation of a successful career, while bottom 80s believe that if a guest wants a service, they'll simply ask for it, and if they don't, they won't. Top 20s are willing to attend training and come away highly skilled in all aspects of chemical and additional services, while bottom 80s unwilling to attend training and get little out of what those they're forced to attend. As a result, have average service skills. Top 20s know that even if they are unsure, they're willing to ask for help, while bottom 80s are afraid they'll talk a guest into doing something they aren't good at. Top 20s have the ability to offer a wider range of new looks and services, earn a greater income because they do 3 to 5 times more services on fewer guests, while bottom 80s are only able to offer a limited range of looks and services and condemned to earn average income from their inability to offer services. The second way we earn money is from the retail products our guests purchase from us. They can be put into 3 categories: home hair care, which includes shampoos and conditioners, styling aids, including sprays, gels, and mousses, and styling tools, which are brushes, irons, and dryers. Becoming highly skilled at using, teaching, and selling retail products to our guests is essential to developing the right combination of the Big Four. Teaching guests what to do and what to use to recreate their look at home influences them to buy retail products from us. More importantly, teaching our guests to style their hair gives them an extraordinary experience, gets them to rebook future services with us as repeat guests, and inspires them to send us referrals. So you can see how success with one of the Big Four is linked to our success with the other 3. Top 20s believe that retail products they use are essential tools for creating the looks their guests want, while bottom 80s believe that retail products are pretty much all the same and takes the products that they use for granted. Top 20s make product knowledge training a high priority and as a result are well trained in all aspects of retail, while bottom 80s see product knowledge training as pointless, boring, and just a waste of time. Top 20s are highly skilled in teaching guests to use great retail products and tools to recreate their look, while bottom 80s are unskilled, unable, and uninterested in teaching guests to understand and use their retail products. Top 20s know that teaching their guests to use retail products is essential to building a top 20 clientele, while bottom 80s view retail as pushy selling and instead spend all their time making friends with guests. Top 20s sell 3 to 5 times more retail, retain more guests, and earn substantially more money, while bottom 80s sell little retail, retain fewer guests, and earn a lot less money. The third way we earn money is from the new guests that rebook with us as our repeat guests. Having a solid base of repeat guests is essential to developing the right combination of the Big Four. As our base of repeat guests grows, we have more guests to sell services and retail to, as well as more guests to get referrals from. Top 20s are highly skilled at turning new guests into repeat guests, and as a result, build a great clientele and are less dependent on walk-ins. Stylists stuck in bottom 80 are untrained, unaware, and unskilled at building repeat business. They are dependent on a busy bus of walk-ins to show up, believing it's the salon's responsibility to continue feeding them new guests. Top 20s are well trained in all aspects of building a repeat clientele, while bottom 80s see clientele development training as pointless, boring, and a waste of time. Top 20s don't take new guests for granted and see them as opportunities to build a repeat guest, while bottom 80s are unskilled, unable, and uninterested in turning new guests into repeat guests. Top 20s create an extraordinary experience for every guest they serve, while bottom 80s give new guests an ordinary service experience. Top 20s retain 80% or more of the new guests they receive and build a full clientele in 2 years. Bottom 80s retain only 20% of the new guests they receive and never build a full repeat clientele. The fourth way we make money is from guests who have been referred to us by our repeat guests. When we become highly skilled at getting referrals, we increase our income by continuing to grow our repeat guest base. We naturally lose guests over time, and referrals are more likely to return to us as repeat guests, which once again make us less dependent on walk-ins. Having a steady stream of referral guests is crucial to developing the right combination of the Big Four. Referrals purchase more services in retail, rebook as repeat guests, and send in even more referrals. Stylist asks for referrals. The guest sends in 2 referrals. Then you have 3. 2 friends get great new looks and send in 4 more referrals. 1 initial referral offering can lead to more referrals, more services, more retail, more repeat guests, and finally, more money. Top 20s believe their ability to get referrals is essential to building repeat clientele. Bottom 80s believe it's not their responsibility to get referrals, and so they remain dependent on walk-ins. Top 20s are well trained in all aspects of referral building, while bottom 80s are untrained, unskilled, and uninterested, and see asking for referrals as begging. Top 20s promote themselves to get referrals, while bottom 80s are afraid to promote themselves to get referrals. Top 20s grow faster because they attract guests that want all the services offered and are willing to pay for them, while bottom 80s stay stale, stuck, and in the rut of guest complacency. The Big Four are the 4 individual ways we make money behind the chair: service, retail, repeat, and referral. Anytime our guests make the decision to buy more services and more products, come back to see us, and send in referrals, we make more money. We all have the potential of earning as much as $1 million more over the lifetime of our career by becoming highly skilled at the Big Four. Getting better at any one automatically empowers us to make more money, but our skillfulness at creating the right combination of the Big Four guarantees us sudden and dramatic jumps from bottom 80 to top 20 in our personal income. Time for action. Top 20 service menu. Create your own menu of services by coming up with as many as you can think of and price them. Additional services. Texture and relaxing services. Color services. Haircut, design, and finishing services. What are your favorite retail products and why? List 2. What do you like about repeat guests? How do you feel when you get a referral? What makes referrals special? Over the top, lesson 3, the power wheel. Enjoying tremendous jumps in our financial income demands we give as much attention to developing our guest communication skills as we do our technical skills. Top 20s know that the overwhelming majority of our financial success not only lies in the ability to design, color, and finish hair, but more importantly, in the ability to communicate in a way that influences their guests to buy more services in retail, rebook their next appointment, and send in referrals. Because they understand the importance of being highly skilled at guest communication, top 20s have made the power wheel a big part of their chair-side manner, and as a result earn 3 to 5 times more money than stylists stuck in bottom 80. The power wheel is an amazing guest handling system that takes the stress and strain out of communicating effectively with guests, covers the entire guest visit from beginning to end, guaranteeing the experience guests have as an extraordinary one. As we become skillful at working the power wheel, we go from being forgetful and scattered to focusing on and talking about what's important. The power wheel makes selling services in retail more natural and less intimidating. It takes away feelings of fear, stress, and worry, and empowers us with courage and self-confidence. There are 2 sides to the power wheel. The inside of the power wheel is at the center and is the top 20 star that represents the unlimited positive energy we all possess called star power. It's made up of positive thoughts, beliefs, attitudes, and feelings we have about ourselves and our guest. There's a direct connection between explosions in our personal income and developing our top 20 star power. The positive energy of our star power has an enormous influence on the experience our guests have when they're sitting in our chair. Guests love buying services and products from stylists who have great attitudes. The better our attitude, the greater experience our guests have, and the more money they're willing to spend. Nothing turns off that willingness to spend faster than a bottom 80 attitude. In other words, our attitude is either making us or costing us a lot of money. The outside of the power wheel is made up of 5 parts: bonding, consulting, servicing, finishing, and evolving. These 5 parts make up the guest handling system. It's what we say or do to positively communicate with our guests. Each of these 5 parts contain its own set of skills, and each part is connected to the other parts, which makes them a complete system. Bonding is all about building credibility and rapport quickly. It's our first real opportunity to start building credibility by making positive and lasting first impressions. It's our chance to connect with our guests so they immediately feel comfortable and confident with us. The kind of positive impressions give our guests great feelings about the money they're going to spend on our services and products. Top 20s never underestimate the power of becoming better at bonding with guests. Consulting is where we help our guests find a look they want and offer the services they need to create the look. The main reason our guests don't buy more services and products, rebook, or send in referrals is because they feel we didn't listen to them. We didn't understand or appreciate the look they wanted. Nothing closes the gap of misunderstanding of what our guest wants better than a top 20 consultation. The servicing process is the longest part of a guest's appointment and provides us with a number of opportunities to use our technical and communication skills in ways that make our guests look and feel great. We do this by keeping the guest involved with a balance of social and professional conversations. Servicing is where we introduce home hair care and rebooking. Developing top 20 service skills guarantees our guests an extraordinary experience with us, but is a major key in achieving sudden and dramatic jumps in personal income. Finishing teaches our guests what we do and use to make their look work for them. When our guests' look starts coming together, they feel the extraordinary energy of the service experience and their excitement builds. It's that energy and good feeling that leads to higher retail sales, more rebooks, repeats, and referrals. Top 20s are aware of the power their finishing skills have on their guests and their ability to build a successful clientele. Evolving is the 5th step of the power wheel and is defined as achieving big jumps in take-home pay by building a repeat clientele through the activity of guest planning. There are 2 ways to grow a repeat clientele: naturally and supernaturally. Natural growth occurs slowly in small amounts over long periods of time. Supernatural growth occurs quickly and in large amounts over shorter periods of time. It's about growing our business in spite of the economic conditions by creating our own busy season. Top 20s enjoy supernatural growth because they engage in essential activity called guest planning. The Power Wheel is our system for nothing significant happens in our lives without radical change, and this is no exception. The change in this case will be our attitude and our effort at learning to use the Power Wheel. If our effort is half-hearted, it will be worse than no effort at all. When we make the commitment to become skillful at using the Power Wheel and combine it with our technical skills, we will experience a level of financial success few stylists will ever have the opportunity to know. The two wheels on a bicycle are a great way of representing our technical skills and our client communication skills. How well these two wheels work together will determine how quickly we move to top 20. The back wheel represents our technical skills. This includes the techniques we use to create great looks on our guests, from cutting and designing to coloring, texturizing, relaxing, and conditioning, as well as product knowledge. The front wheel represents our guest communication skills within the Power Wheel. This includes the conversations and consultations we have with our guests and the service and retail offerings we make. The back wheel represents technical skills because the purpose of the back wheel is to give the bicycle the power to move in a forward direction. Having strong technical skills gives us the same power to keep our personal income moving forward because we have a much greater range of looks to offer our guests. We become highly skilled at creating great looks that guests love and are able to explain to our guests what we're doing in ways that get and keep them interested. We stay on the leading edge with up-to-date fashion, new products, and advanced techniques. The front wheel represents guest communication skills of the Power Wheel. The purpose of the front wheel is completely different. We use the front wheel of the bicycle to steer and guide our guests in the direction we want them to go. The front wheel is all about our ability to gain greater control over the conversations we have with our guests by learning to balance social conversations with conversations around the Big Four, having a well-developed top 20 vocabulary, developing the ability to sell services and products, being able to influence new guests to rebook as repeats, persuading guests to send in referrals, and confidently handling difficult, confused, and unsure guests. For a bicycle to operate at peak performance, both wheels must be top of the line with advanced technology and in excellent condition. The same idea holds true for us as well. For us to reach top 20 financial performance in the quickest amount of time, our technical and guest communication skills must be top of the line with advanced training and working together in excellent condition. There is a much bigger connection between back wheel technical skills and front wheel guest communication skills than many of us realize. As we develop these skills, we automatically expand the range of looks, services, and products we offer. When we attend technical training, we learn methods and techniques for cutting, coloring, conditioning, but that's not all there is to learn. We have the opportunity to learn the very language the trainer uses to explain and describe what they are teaching. Top 20 stylists use the same language, and they are communicating with the guest to confidently explain and describe what's possible for their guest's hair. It's no wonder so many stylists struggle at achieving greater financial success. They've been riding beaten, battered, bottom 80 bikes. In some cases, they have a battered back wheel and the old and outdated technical skills. In other cases, their front wheel is blown out because of little or no guest communication skills. Achieving sudden and dramatic jumps in take-home pay is extremely difficult for stylists with a beaten, battered bottom 80 bike. Stylists stuck in bottom 80 are unaware that the bicycle they've been riding on is beaten, battered, and in need of complete update. Anytime anyone offers them a suggestion that would improve their back wheel, like attending technical or product knowledge training, they stubbornly reject the suggestion, saying, "Leave me alone. I've been to all the training already." What stylists stuck in bottom 80 haven't realized is there's a major difference between attending a class and actually applying what they learned from that class. Formula for success. While back wheel technical skills and front wheel guest communication skills individually influence our financial success, it's knowing the formula for developing and using both sets of skills together that causes our personal income to explode. Our technical skills are the back wheel. Imagine measuring our technical skills and guest communication skills from 1 to 10. If we have high technical skills of 8 and low guest communication skills of 2, our financial success number would be only 16. The reverse would also be true if we have low technical skills of 2 and high guest communication skills of 8. Our financial success number would still be only 16. If we bring both our technical and guest communication skills up to an 8, all of a sudden our financial success dramatically jumps to 64, which means we earn 4 times more money than we did when we were at 16. The formula for success gives us a deeper understanding of why top 20s make more money. What you can see, you can improve. We all know technical skills are the techniques we use to create great looks on our guests. However, there are other technical areas of our business that require us to be skillful, such as product knowledge, time management, computer knowledge, performance tracking. Never before has having a wider range of technical skills in all of these areas been so critical to our greater financial success as stylists. As we strengthen our technical skills, we automatically expand the range of looks we can offer to our guests, and we gain much better self-confidence. Our back wheel builders, strong technical skills, knowledge, setup, technology, and tracking. Many of us have invested a lot of time and money into developing our technical skills. That's a good thing, but we must continue our training. If we're serious about achieving sudden and dramatic jumps in our personal income, we must also put much more of our time and money into the power wheel to build our front wheel guest communication skills. Just as a rider's ability to direct the bicycle with the front wheel determines the ultimate destination, our guest communication skills will always determine the ultimate destination of our take-home pay. Front wheel builders are respect, social, key questions, listen, hearing and understanding, show and tell, create a plan, and calm and graceful. The power wheel is a step-by-step process, which if practiced daily, leads to lightning-fast client development and financial explosions in take-home pay. Long-term and sustainable success does not happen by chance, nor is it luck of the draw. It happens as a result of our willingness to become highly skilled in all aspects of guest communication. Accomplishing the success of a top 20 demands we give as much attention to developing the guest communication skills of our front wheel as we do the technical skills of our back wheel. Time for action. What are some of the challenges you face when communicating with guests? How would learning about the power wheel help you with those challenges? Which part of the power wheel are you most curious about? Formula for success. Technical skills times your guest communication skills equals your financial success. On a scale of 1 to 10, rate your own current technical skills. Next, rate your current guest communication skills. Use the formula for success to find your current financial success number. Remember, each number you increase on the front wheel technical skills or the back wheel guest communication skills will help you improve your financial success. Build your own power wheel. Which skill from the back wheel builder list do you want to improve? How would improving that skill impact your business? Choose a skill from the front wheel builder list. Which one do you want to improve? How would strengthening that skill impact your business? Build your own power wheel. Thank you for joining us for lessons 1 through 3. We look forward to seeing you in lesson 4 and 5.